The cat in the shadow of our consciousness. The cat never needed to be a demon to be misunderstood. It was enough that she was silent. Since ancient times, humans have reacted to what they could not explain. And the night has always been a space for projection. Imagine an early human sitting by a fire, staring into the darkness. Suddenly, in the distance, two small lights appear. Nothing else. Just two glowing points in absolute blackness. The brain cannot tolerate the unknown. It needs an image, it needs a story, it needs an explanation. So between those two lights, it inserts a shape, a shadow, a creature, a threat. But those two lights were simply the eyes of a cat reflecting the fire. The fear was not in her, it was born in the mind of the observer. A cat does not move like a dog. She does not constantly seek attention. She is independent. She moves between light and shadow with the same ease. And it was precisely this ability to exist between worlds that led humans to assign mysticism to her. Sometimes people say that when a cat hunts, she is a predator, yet she does not hunt out of cruelty or darkness. Hunting is a natural biological mechanism, a way to regulate her nervous system, to ground herself, to remain connected to her instinctive nature. It is not an act of evil. It is an act of balance. In the Middle Ages, another layer of the story appeared. Women who understood herbs, healing, and the cycles of nature often lived on the edges of society. They were independent, knowledgeable, and did not always submit to authority. People called them herbalists, healers, and later, witches. These women kept cats for a very simple reason. Cats protected their homes from rodents. In times when rats spread disease and destroyed food supplies, a cat was protection, not a symbol of darkness. But when society begins to fear those who are different, it needs a story to justify that fear. So the independent woman and the silent nocturnal animal were merged into one image, an image born more from collective anxiety than from truth. The black color of a cat's fur did not help. Black is the color of night, of the unknown, of emptiness. And humans have a tendency to project their own shadows into emptiness. The cat became a mirror, not a mirror of evil, but a mirror of the human subconscious. When you see a cat sitting in stillness today, she is not planning anything dark. She simply is, watching, breathing, sensing, perfectly present. And perhaps that presence unsettles us, because to be present is to have no mask, and the cat has never needed one. If you can look into her eyes without the story that fear created, you will see calm. You will see intelligence. You will see consciousness that does not need to prove itself. Fear is born in the mind, not in her gaze. Darkness is born in ignorance, not in her fur. The cat is simply a being who moves between light and shadow with natural grace. And perhaps she teaches us the same, that within us there is both light and shadow, and neither is the enemy. The true shadow is not created by the cat. It is created by the mind when it fears what it has not yet understood. And when we are no longer afraid, those two small lights in the darkness will no longer mean danger. They will simply be the eyes of life quietly observing us.